Good morning. Today is May 1st, 2021. I got my coffee to a good boil this morning. It's hot. All right, it's Saturday. I finished a sequence for Scumbag, another one. I'm about 10 minutes of the film in, editing-wise. I think I have about like 25 minutes shot so far, but the next few days I'm really going to focus on the edit, getting that done, and what I have, so I can sort of get a feel for this Act 1. I assume this is about Act 1 before it starts to get monstery. And the monstery stuff will be a lot of fun to do, I think. So I want to have this first chunk really figured out so that as I go into the next stuff, it progresses in a very natural way, which is a very different process than most films. But because I'm doing this by myself and because I get to have this sort of natural, fluid flow to the film. That was a lot of alliteration right there. That was a lot of F's. All right, so today I kind of wanted to talk about focus and finding focus and my perspective on it. I don't know if you guys have this problem, but one of the problems I have as I come into the weekend is that because I have the time of the weekend, I find it hard to get as motivated as I do during the weekdays. I find it hard to like get up and go, okay, I only have this much time. I gotta go, I gotta move, I gotta get stuff done. And today I'm gonna try to beat that. My wife literally just said, you seem somber and tired. And that's just simply because it's Saturday and I'm struggling to wrap my head around what I want to do and what I need to do today. Especially since I think my buddy Keith Radical is coming over today to hang out. You may know Keith Radical from such films as Greywood's Plot and Greywood's Plot. So finding that motivation, though, with Keith coming over and with it being the weekend and whatever, it's hard. But I'm going to try. My first thing I'm going to do is work on some painting. I watched this video yesterday that was all about focus and how a lot of people spread themselves too thin and how doing all of these different projects, you're essentially putting down one brick to a house versus actually stacking bricks to make the house. You're starting a whole bunch of mansions that you're not finishing. I agree with that, but I also think there's something to be said about creative flow and taking different journeys and different paths and trying things that get your creative juices flowing. And for me, painting is one of those things that when I do it, I start to see colors differently. I start to see motion differently, and it makes me think outside of my box. Same with playing music, same with working on the comics. It's a different form of storytelling. And same with the paintings are a different form of storytelling yet. And I'm always trying to tell these stories, and finding different ways to do it is very pivotal to me actually finding something different to say. Even just doing this painting here behind me, it's opened my eyes to some ideas for Scumbag and some things I could do with Scumbag with props I already have. While I think it is important to focus on what is really important to you and build up that thing that is meant to be your focus, I do think there is something to be said about working outside of your box and trying things to get the creativity flowing. With all that being said, yesterday I was literally talking to Daniel about focus and how I think that through the rest of this year, focusing on the Scumbag movies and focusing on these specific projects that we're finishing up right now is going to be key to us moving into a good 2022 and not trying to let too many creative ideas pop out, letting them sort of hunker down for a little bit and then let them pop back up next year as we move into 2022 and finishing these movies and getting them out there. Hopefully The Good Exorcist and Greywood's Plot and Scumbag will be viewable at that point and the 1st of November. And so with those things viewable, we can start to like reassess what the next big project is. And taking on something too big right now might be a misstep for us. Focus, finding a little bit of focus. But that's not going to stop me from painting. Today I'm going to paint. This morning it's beautiful in Minnesota. I think it's nicer outside than it is inside. So I'm going to sit out in my breezeway here. I set up my easel and my canvas for this piece. And I actually have a big piece, I don't know how big it is, a huge canvas. And I'm going to start on that, I think, today. I spent a lot of time on YouTube yesterday and the day before watching some painting technique videos, and I want to try them out. Time, that's the other hard part. One thing about focus is when you focus on one thing, because our time is so spread out, you're able to develop your skills more in that one thing with the limited amount of time we have in life. I'm trying to find that happy medium, focusing on the bigger ones, but also giving a little bit of time to the smaller ones to keep my creativity flowing. All right, that's my morning video. That's all I have to say for this Saturday. I'm probably going to talk more about focus in the near future, but this was my first attempt at it. So if you have anything that you think about focus, or anything that you would like me to talk about in the future about focusing, creating projects, where my mind sort of goes while I'm working on them, that'd be awesome, because then I can come back to this subject and think more about it. All right, till tomorrow. Go team. Cheers. Don't let your meatloaf.